Hello, dear students of class 9 and 10. Welcome to physics class. This is Russell sir in physics class. Today our topic is motion. We'll discuss about the motion in physics. First of all, let us know what do we mean by motion. Motion means if any object changes its position with time in respect of surroundings, then we say the object is in motion. It means motion is a phenomenon by which any object changes its position over time. There are various types of motion. You will learn it through your textbook. Here we will discuss about the equations of motion. You know, the topic motion is very important for the secondary level and higher secondary level also. Various types of motion means you will see in the textbook the linear motion, circular motion, periodic motion, oscillatory motion, translatory motion, such type of motion, various types of motion you know. Here, today our discussion regarding the equations of motion and motions in case of free falling body. You will see here, first of all, when we will learn about some equations of motion, in that case, we have to know some very important quantities, terms related to the equations of motion. Here you see, U denote the initial velocity. The unit of U is meter per second. V denote final velocity, meter per second. A acceleration, meter per second square. S distance or displacement, measured in meter. And T for time taken by the object, measured by second. Let us know what do we mean by acceleration. Acceleration means the rate of changing velocity of an object. So, rate of changing velocity may be increasing, may be decreasing. When an object changes its position in increasing mode, in that case it accelerates, positively accelerate. But when an object decreases its velocity, in that case it deaccelerates, deceleration. So that acceleration can be two types, positive or negative. Negative acceleration means retardation or deacceleration. Here come how will you find out the acceleration using any formula. You see A is equal to V minus U divided by T. V for final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. Easily you get the acceleration, and you know the unit of acceleration is given here. Then come to the first equation of the motion, V equal to U plus AT. Here you see four quantities are related to each other. What are they? Final velocity, initial velocity, acceleration and time. If you know any three of them, easily you can find out the rest one. The second equation is equal to ut plus half at square. Here you see how many terms are related here? 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you know any three of them, easily you can determine the rest one. Now come here, d square equal to a square plus 2as, the third one. Here 1, 2, 3 and 4 terms are related, 4 quantities are related each other. If you know three of them, easily you can find out the rest one. You see here s equal to ut plus half at square. Again I have given here s equal to vt. When s equal to vt, if the velocity is in uniform, as we know, the acceleration is the rate of changing velocity. If the velocity is uniform, it means there is no change of velocity. So in that case, you don't need acceleration. So easily you can find the is equal to Vt. You can find the displacement of object using this formula. These are the equations of the motion in case of linear motion, I mean horizontal motion. You see, now let us go to the free falling body. What do you mean by free falling body? Free falling body means if any object falls from definite height or certain height or particular height without any resistance, I mean only under the gravitational strength. Except gravitational strength, no other force act on the body. Only the object will fall from a particular height, from a definite height, under the gravitational strength. In that case, the object is called the free falling body. The body is called the free falling body. In that case, just a little bit will change from the equations of linear motion in here. You see, everything will remain same except A will become G, because when an object fall freely, in that case only the acceleration due to gravity acts on the body. That's why here instead of A we'll use G. G for acceleration due to gravity. Here the value of G is given. It is almost 9.8 meter per second square in the Earth's surface. Then come to the second one. You see S converted to the H. S means displacement. When horizontally any object displaced or travels some distance, then we can say distance traveled by the object or displacement of the object. In that case, we use the S. But here, when a body falls from particular height, in that case, it will travel some height. In that case, we say S, height. S is equal to ut plus half gt square. You see here also, instead of A, we used G. Then come to the 3 equation, number 3. Here B square is equal to u square plus 2 gh. These are the equations of free falling body. Let us know, every free falling body follows 3 laws discovered by the greatest scientist Galileo. You see, Galileo says every object from a particular height, I mean from the same height, will travel the same distance in same time. Suppose if you release a stone or a feather of a bird from the same height without any resistance, then the stone and feather will travel the same distance within the same time. This is the first law. That's why I didn't write here anything, just I put dot 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 dot. Then come to the second one, the second law of the free falling body, B proportional to T. It means in case of free falling body, the velocity is proportional to the time, I mean taken time by the object. Then the third law of Galileo in case of free falling body is proportional T square. I mean the height traveled by the object will be proportional to the square of the taken time of the object. So these are the 3 laws of free falling body. Now let us discuss some very important fact in case of free falling body. In here you see, here I have drawn a figure. In here you see, here if any object thrown from the ground vertically upward, then in that case the initial velocity cannot be 0, as you are throwing the object with a particular velocity. Then when the object reaches the maximum height, in that case, the final velocity will become 0. It means the object doesn't have any velocity. Then it will start to fall to the ground again. So when any object thrown from the ground vertically upward, in that case, initial velocity cannot be 0, final velocity will be 0. G, I means the acceleration due to gravity will be negative, as you are the object acting against the gravitational strength. Then when an object releases from a particular height, I mean from a definite height, in that case the object is in rest. I mean the initial velocity will be 0 meter per second. There is no initial velocity of the object. When will you release the object, it will come to the ground. In that case, just gravitational strength will act on the body, I mean on the object. So as the object acting under the gravitational strength, I mean the object is falling due to the acceleration of gravity, in that case the value of g will be positive. You see 9.8 meter per second square. In that case the initial velocity will be 0. But eventually the students, or many of the students, do a mistake here. They think in case of free falling body, final velocity is 0 as it is touching the ground. But no, the final velocity cannot be measured after touching the ground. Just final velocity will be measured just before the touching the ground of the object. As when the object touches the ground, there is no free falling law. So don't do such type of mistake. So here, my dear students, you can take a screenshot of the board here, as all the necessary equations are given here, and hopefully you will be benefited from my lecture if you hear it carefully. Inshallah, next time I will show you some numerical problems on motion using the equations what we have learned today. So bye for today. See you next time with the next class, and inshallah I will show you some numerical problems. We will solve some numerical problems using